blessed night, morning, blessed day, collective. I don't even know. I should be sleeping, technically. It's 2 a.m. This full moon. I'm wide awake. I am wide awake. I feel charged. I feel dreamy. Feel floaty. Etheric. Kind of intangible. I want to pull a reading, and I'm not going to preamble too much on it, but I'm going to split the polarities today. This is not just soulmate cycle. There's a different feeling recently. I really don't care. I've been tracking this for about a year, the soulmate cycle sort of specifically, and there's always all of this investment in it, I suppose. And I found it very interesting, and I still do. I just don't feel like I care so much anymore. There's really just not a lot of care, which feels really good. It's very freeing to truly not care about anything, actually. Whatever's happening in the current moment has my focus. It has my interest because it's happening, and it's now, and all of it, because it is happening, is fascinating. And so really, my focus has been drawn to simply whatever is in the present moment, and I feel much less compelled necessarily to track and articulate upon the specifics of the soulmate cycle. There is still an interest. It is still a fascinating subject. It's just that the present itself has been is filling in at all times. And there's simply a stronger curiosity with observing what is within the present moment and how it is manifesting what it is that is filling in to populate it, essentially. There's a feeling of satisfaction with the self, a satisfaction that to the mind is dangerous. And that is very curious and satisfying to behold as well, to see that the mind says it is dangerous to be so pleased with the self, to be so pleased with what is, to appreciate the self and appreciate being and appreciate all exactly as it is, so emphatically, so blatantly, so nonchalantly, so freely. I have felt more and more pleased with myself, with self in general, in each and every moment in particular over the past several days. And that has been my focus. Basking in that, amping up that feeling, simply allowing it to be. All of life experience is just endlessly fascinating as it is. I don't have to invent anything or seek anything out. Everything that is coming, everything is coming to me. And it's fascinating to behold, even when it appears that there is nothing within that moment. That is still energy. That is still something that is present, that is flowing to me, and witnessing it is something that is genuinely appreciated, that is actually exciting. The witnessing of space, the witnessing of nothingness, the witnessing of something, the witnessing of sound and silence, all of this is equally invigorating and exhilarating. But enough said. There is some reason, perhaps only reason being my desire to express that, which is the only reason necessary, that all of that wants to come out. I do want to pull a reading. I have 2 decks. I'm going to use this one for the feminine today, and this one for the masculine. And we're going to start with the feminine energy in general. What is going on with the feminine energy? Just get the sense of prepared. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles with the Hermit underneath. It's a preparation. It's definitely building. Something is building within the soul. Attractiveness. Feminine energy when amped up is extremely attractive. This is the Queen of Wands, is the attractive element of Empress energy. There is attraction, there's magnetism building. Yeah, it's building strength underneath. Another energy of fire, of attraction. There is passion here. There is... There she is. There she is. The energy of the Empress building, specifically the attractive aspect of it. The Empress knows she's good. She knows she is that which is deliciously satisfied in herself. She is the irresistible object, and she herself is unable to resist herself. She sees and feels and embodies and exudes this delicious warmth that no one can deny. This is building. Something is building. I will just say the feminine energy itself is self-coupling. It is complete in itself. Feminine energy doesn't need the external masculine energy in order to complete it. It is self-completing. She is fully capable of realizing her own internal masculine element. She is capable of enjoying everything that is. This is hearkening me back to the previous understanding of how it is the feminine energy that intuitively, because that's what it is intuitive and it is emotional, intuitively understands really how to go about all of this. Understands how to heal trauma, first of all. That trauma wouldn't have taken place, and this is not casting blame, it's just sort of the way that it works, wouldn't have taken place if not for the masculine element of the self repressing the feminine element of the self out of fear, out of misunderstanding, out of not getting how this works. It's all natural, it's all a part of the process. But it is the feminine energy, the energy of the soul, of the authentic self, that understands we are here to enjoy. We are here to experience this realm of imagined duality for the intense sensation, for the viscerality, the carnality, the tangibility, the sensibility, sensual nature of being. And that everything is to be taken pleasure in, can be taken pleasure in. We exist here because it is desired. Desire feels good. Enough of this. Seven Pentacles underneath. Something. This is powerful. What's on top? Knight of Pentacles. It just feels like it's building strength. It's all lining up. Everything is lining up internally and externally, because that's how it works. It is all the same thing. Everything external is just a reflection of the internal. And of course, at the broader level, it's not really external at all, is it? Everything is contained within the self, which is the universe. Tell me about the feminine energy presently, other than she is basking in herself. She's glowing, she is growing. Tell me about this feminine energy. Feeling dangerously attractive. Feeling attractive and attracted to herself. And how pleasing and empowering that is. A true sense of invulnerability. No, I'm not making this up. It's the sun. Ooh. Ooh, and there's the devil underneath. This is interesting energy, though. I don't dislike that devil. I don't dislike anything, but it's the carnality is what I'm feeling from it. It is sort of that seeing how pain can be pleasure. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords underneath. Stopping and looking and feeling feeling not just pain, but everything about duality. Realizing a truth, there's an epiphany here, an understanding about the nature of this realm, the nature of form, that it is not here to be rejected, that there is nothing here to be shamed or guilted or embarrassed, that everything here, when we look at it and allow it, can be allowed to please us. Something is being transformed, not healed, but transformed. It is the transmutation of pain to pleasure, which is not the removal of pain. It's just the realization that we have the power within our perspective to perceive it as satisfying, and that we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to take satisfaction in anything that is. We're allowed to let it please us. We are allowed to let the world of form excite and delight us. What's on top? Now the Eight of Pentacles comes back. Eight of Pentacles crossed by the sun. Yeah, it's just glowing, increasing in power. It's radiance. Yes, we've been working towards this. Everything has been moving towards this. This is expanding tremendously. It's not stopping. It's diligent. It is the Eight of Pentacles. There's a lot of energy here that is gets it done, gets there, goes the whole 9 yards, takes it to the end zone. This is energy that isn't stopping, that does not stop. Let's talk about the masculine side. At the bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Can't help but feel, cannot help but feel what is going on with the feminine. The feminine is just glowing up, and masculine energy. Again, I'm always talking about energy, not people. Masculine energy is seeing the feminine energy, and this is how it works. Feminine energy is here to demonstrate to masculine energy how we go about all of this business of being consciousness, that which is unmanifest in a physical form, how we go about deliberately creating our reality, how we go about experiencing everything as pleasing, everything the way that we intended it to be. There's something, it's a new path. Yeah, the Hermit on this side too. The feminine energy is showing the way. Showing the way. Masculine can't look away. It's showing the way to feel good. This is how we achieve the feeling of wish fulfilled in every single moment. Because when your desire is to desire, the condition is inherently met continuously. When you allow yourself to be pleased with desiring, when you acknowledge, I have the desire, I want to feel desire, you are feeling it. And then you allow yourself to be pleased with the feeling of desire, and then you're feeling pleased pretty unconditionally. There is an Eight of Swords bookending, which is what masculine energy does. It doesn't get it. It tries to understand with the mind, because that is masculine energy, and it doesn't get it. It doesn't get, why is feminine so free? How is the feminine just freely moving about this realm as if everything is not just hunky-dory, but coming up roses? How is it that feminine is able to perceive pleasure in pain? It doesn't get it. It doesn't get it. It doesn't get it, but it wants to. There is pain there. There is pain that feminine is demonstrating can be taken pleasure in. And it's a little bit baffling. It's more than a little bit baffling. There's a strong attraction. There's a strong desire to move towards feminine energy, which is how this works. Tell me about the masculine energy right now. I'm putting this out there fairly, in fairly broad strokes, emotionally speaking. It's just whatever the universe wants to say. What do you want to say about masculine energy? Okay, that was fast. Not much of a shuffle. That's 7 of Wands. What's underneath that? The Lovers. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit of resistance, but it is more inclined to fight for this. It is kind of just sitting and looking at this in awe. It can't look away. It wants to, but at the same time, it can't. It's hypnotized. There's a sort of entrancing feeling there. Yeah. Desperate desire to communicate. There's the can't look away. Yeah. Watching. Saying nothing, but there is a desperate desire to express. A desperate desire to there's something something very meaningful about freedom. Freedom from, well, restriction, essentially. The feminine energy is teaching masculine energy how to liberate itself, how to essentially liberate itself from itself, how to unlock the feminine within. What's on top? The Star. Wow. It's the feeling of destiny. It is the feeling of masculine energy looking at this and saying, this feels destined. Something about this feels like it was meant to happen. Not necessarily that we are meant to be, but something here was meant to be. Something, I was meant to experience this. This is changing me. This is making me look at life experience in a completely new way. Seeing how the feminine just follows the soul without question, and how free and joyful she is in that. And I want that, and I would never have realized that that was even possible if I hadn't witnessed this. And this feeling of this serendipitous witnessing, unlocking this, creating this lesson that I am now realizing is a lesson, is making me look back at the whole of life experience in a new way, and seeing how the universe has led so many things, how so many things have fallen into place. And that itself is engaging feminine energy, helping us to realize our connectedness, our oneness with all that is, how we are constantly being led on this path. We are constantly being guided. We are being guided by the soul, by the feminine energy, which really ultimately we are, guided by emotion, guided by good feeling, and that when we are flowing with that, it feels good. It is so satisfying. There is an understanding that there is another way. There's another way to go about this life experience. There's a way that is guided. I'm pretty sure I did see the Hanged Man there split out. There's a lot about a new understanding, a new perspective on everything, on life, on the subjects of destiny and fate and following the heart, and what it means to be liberated in this realm. Okay, I'm going to take the sun off. There's that devil. I want to call it sexy. There's a sexy energy to this. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. Tell me more. Let's talk about the feminine. Tell me more about the feminine energy here. Tell me more about this feminine energy. Working on raising vibration, which really is not work. It's release. It's lack of work. It is surrender. Surrender raises vibration. And the feminine energy is skyrocketing. Tell me about this. Ten of Swords. Interesting. It's feeling that. Yeah, there you go. It's the end of bullshit. I was thinking, what changed here? What is helping us with this? It's no more fucking around. No more bullshit. We're going. We're working with the self. Without shame. Prodigiously bold self-love. Self-love that to others would be demeaned, perhaps. That masculine energy, again, calls dangerous. Perhaps narcissistic. Says to love yourself so much, that's a disorder in some way. Really? Really? How more obvious can masculine energy make itself? It is masculine energy, it is the ego that shames. The soul doesn't shame. No, no, no. The soul operates exclusively on love. The soul does not shame. Anything that is shaming within you and saying that's dangerous, that's ego. That is ego. That is not the soul. That is not the perspective of the higher self. The higher self is saying, yeah, love yourself. Adore yourself. Realize that you need nothing. You don't need anybody else. You don't need anything. This is good. You are here to enjoy. You are here to take pleasure in being. And everything is being. So take pleasure in all of it. You're free. You don't need anybody's permission to enjoy yourself. And I mean exquisitely. I mean intensely. I mean to experience the totality of pleasure that is available to you in this physical form. Energetically, physically, all of it. It's on top. King of Wands. There is a rising of confidence here. This is not Burger King energy. This is confidence. There is a lot of fiery, confident, passionate. This is a self-passion. There is a realization of how ego has been lying to us, how the mind has been lying to us, keeping us ashamed. It would be controlling to say that it's dangerous to be this happy, to feel this good. There's a realization of the bullshit of that. What's read with the Ten of Swords? Yeah, exactly that. The devil. Realization of the bullshit. The devil energy exposed. Oh, it is only conditioning of the mind, of whatever you want to call it. I'm really kind of tired of even using specific definitions and words. Shadow, ego, just programming. It is programming that tells us it's dangerous to feel this good. It's dangerous to feel good. Somehow you should be ashamed of feeling pleased, of feeling pleasure. We're seeing how that is a big fat lie. That itself is a control-based, fear-based thought. It is not from the soul. That is not guidance. That is not the perspective of our highest divine self. The divine self is saying, no, take pleasure in everything. You're here to feel good. You're here to love. You're here to love yourself, and everything is yourself. And you are allowed and should naturally take pleasure in that. Enjoy it. Knight of Pentacles. We get there. Again, I actually want... There's something else with this too. This does feel like masculine energy kind of sitting at the edge. But it's a part of this new perspective too. We're realizing, yeah, there is very much masculine energy tied to this. There's a tiny piece that is the unsticking of that fear-based, control-based perspective that would shame us. but this is especially connected directly with this King of Wands. There is masculine energy that is watching. It feels like spying. It feels like sitting at the edge looking. One more. Yeah, dreaming. Daydreaming. Masculine energy dreaming about feminine energy. That's what I'm getting powerfully from that. Watching this, dreaming of being that free. Going, man, that sounds great. I want to do that, but just dreaming about it instead of actually doing it. Dreaming about what it would be like to allow the self to experience pleasure in all things, rather than just making a conscious choice to give the self permission to experience pleasure in all things. So let's talk about that masculine energy. The Star and the Seven of Wands. The defensiveness is thin. We're really seeing things in a new way. It wants it. It wants it. And the desire always wins. That's the thing. Desire wins. If you have a desire, you cannot get rid of that desire. It is desire that created all of this. None of this would be if the self didn't want it to be. And I don't mean, oh, it wouldn't exist if it wasn't allowed. No, I mean the desire is what bursts all of this forth. It is the desire that created everything. It's all a furthering and a fueling of that desire. Desire feels good. Desire is good feeling. Nine of Swords. Yeah. There's overwhelm here. Confusion. Doesn't get it. There's fear. What's underneath that? Yeah, fear of how much we want this. The key is giving yourself permission to want. And then satisfying, being pleased in the wanting. And then you realize it doesn't actually matter what you want. And it doesn't matter what happens with that want. If you're satisfied with the desiring, oh, it's self-fulfilled. It's delicious. It feels good already. It doesn't need to be anything. Ten of Wands on top, trying to push out. There's that weight, that fear, there's guilt there. But it's breaking. There was an Ace of Wands at the beginning of this, and the tens are the end. This is breaking. It's breaking into that ace that wants to stay lit, wants so much to do this, keeps dreaming about it. The more we dream about it, the more we are fueling that desire, the more power we're adding to it. It's just getting bigger. Look at that. It's just getting bigger. The feminine energy within is rising. It's just getting bigger because that's what we want. And again, I mean, the Empress shows up in the masculine energy, and the masculine shows up in the feminine as focused on the Empress. That's what it is. It's tied with the Star. It's crossed by the Nine of Swords. It's just, I don't get it, but I want it so much. And I can't look away. I don't get it, but I want it so much. What else? Four of Cups. I don't know why I get time to make a decision off of that. That's weird. That's just what I feel. It is a realization, at some level at least, that we have to do this now. That whatever happened in the past is past. There is an understanding that we regret something. There is guilt over the way we have treated feminine energy. Feminine energy within the self. And that is interpreted externally as well. But really, how we have repressed emotion, we've repressed desire. We have put desire in a box, we have shamed it, we have guilted it. And at a certain point, you stop feeling guilty. You stop feeling shame for shaming. You stop feeling guilty for feeling guilty and just go, I set it free. I am allowed to desire. Desire feels good. I allow myself to feel good. That's it. Give me one more since I got one more. The Hierophant. It still feels like a decision, and it is a decision to take the desire out of the box where it's been for so long, to set feminine energy free. I mean, that's where it's headed. It's breaking loose. It cannot be contained. The more you try to keep in the feminine energy, which is desiring and emotional and non-resistant and pleased with its ability to surrender to everything and to take joy in that surrender, you can't stop it. It is not something that can be stopped. It just gets bigger. And it's breaking loose. I am gonna pull some bridging energy here. I got a cat laying halfway across these cards. Let me scooch them up a little bit. I know, I'm sorry. That's why I'm trying to move them. Okay. Let's just... Do I even really need... Yeah, I'm gonna bridge. Okay. What's underneath here? The Ace of Cups, flowing, 6 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands, and Justice. This is something we've really wanted. We've really wanted it for a long time, and that want doesn't go away. It does not go away. It just gets bigger. This cup just gets more and more full. And for the feminine side, it's flowing freely and easily, and it is self-fulfilling and self-sustained. For the masculine side, which is raising that feminine energy, it's bursting forth. It's been plugged up for such a long time. But the desire is there, and there's the realization that the desire feels good. We haven't quite given ourselves permission to feel good. But there is a conscious realization that some desire is desired. That sounds crazy because masculine energy is insane. Realization that, oh yeah, I want the thing I want. That I desire this. I want this. It feels good. These are all the same thing. It's pleasing to me. And seeing the feminine freely allow herself to desire and to take pleasure in the desire is triggering something in the masculine. All right. So tell me about the bridge. That's actually pretty much what I just said. Between 8 of Pentacles and the Star, it's building. It's building. Everything here is building. Building up. Exploding outwards. Feminine energy is rising on her own, and that is building up the feminine energy within the masculine. She's growing in confidence, in attractiveness, being attracted to herself, enjoying attraction. Page of Swords, there's that spying. There is that spying, and that's a part of what's making it all come out. Yeah, the moon. So what is the bridge? 10 Pentacles. I just started here, and we could have had it all by Adele. Rolling in the deep. Yeah, it just, feminine energy is on fire, and masculine cannot help but be drawn towards it. It's just, you got it all. You've got it all, is the feeling. You've got it all. 7 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, Death. Whatever masculine energy has been doing, it's not working. And it's realizing it's not working. And it's seeing feminine energy and everything going. Feminine energy just flowing and having a great time and going, What are you doing that's working? Masculine energy doesn't get, it needs the feminine. Internally, that's how things work. That's how things flow. You turn off the brain, you stop trying, you stop forcing things into place, and you allow everything to be as it is. And you allow yourself to desire and to take pleasure in desire, to take pleasure in being. Enough said. All right. King of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. It's not 10 of Swords, but we do have 10. King of Wands and the Ten of Wands. Oh, my battery's getting low. But that Freudian slip is important. It is. It's an end of control. It's an end of trying to control and trying to manipulate, and a realization that the freedom is found in allowing, in surrendering to everything, in embracing everything as it is, delighting in all of it. Two of Cups. Okay. It's balanced. It is self-balancing. Something is self-correcting here, the Tower. I don't know how to... I'm not sure how to even describe that. On one level, there is immense pressure on masculine energy to unify with feminine, to move towards the feminine. It is a part of that realizing that things are not working. Whatever is being done by the masculine, it's not working. It's fallen apart. The towers are going to keep falling until it surrenders, until it gives up, until it stops. What's the bridge? Six of Cups. Feeling it to the bone. Deeper than the bone. I mean, just like to the core. There is an existential weight here. For the feminine, it's the flip side. It's freedom. It is freedom from the guilt, freedom from ego, freedom from some pattern that was long standing. It's break loose. It is sudden and rapid expansion. Yeah, Ten of Cups. There's awareness of the soul connection. Awareness that we've done this before. There is again that sort of feeling of feminine within masculine is waking up. The soul is providing more details, more information. Suddenly things are being understood in a new way because more of that soul energy is getting through. And on the feminine side, it's awakened this deep, slumbering confidence, attractiveness, again, because she is balancing with the masculine energy within. And just feeling very full of herself. And thrilling in that, allowing herself to enjoy that. To say that this is not wrong. I feel good. It's right to feel good. It's all I want anyway. I can feel good unconditionally. I can feel good within myself, about everything. There is a deep power here. All right, I just had two cards pop out. Pulling between the Devil and the Empress. Doesn't that just say it all? The way that feminine energy and her power has been demonized, has been vilified. Her ability to experience pleasure and to love and be validated within herself has been rejected as dangerous by masculine energy. And there she is. I can't make this up. It's the Empress. I hadn't looked. What is the base energy of 3 times from 3 different decks? The Empress has come out during this reading. If that does not signify the intense presence of Empress energy, I don't know what does. 7 of Pentacles and Queen of Swords. It's all making sense. How all of this has happened. How the repression of feminine energy happened. But now she's seen it and she can't unsee it. Now she knows her power and she can't unknow it. She knows it's all in perspective. All of her power is in perspective and she can perceive everything as pleasing. Not just allowed, but wonderful for being as it is. She is understanding that surrender is a key to pleasure. And that she can surrender yet more deeply. She can surrender to each and every moment. She can surrender to her desire and be pleased in it. And it's unstoppable. It is unstoppable. She can even accept, she can find a way to perceive shame. Masculine energy shaming her in her willingness to experience pleasure. She can choose to allow that and embrace that as what is and be delighted in it being and experience pleasure in the masculine energy's shame of her. Do you feel how powerful that is? You can turn shame into pleasure. Nothing touches you then. There is no control over you. You cannot be shamed. You cannot be threatened. You cannot be contained. Everything becomes not just to your benefit, but your joy. Your enjoyment. Oh, I'm dangerous. Oh, you don't want me to like myself. You don't want me to have a good, you don't want me to enjoy. You don't want me to feel pleasure. Oh, I can feel pleasure in that. You can't stop me from feeling good. There is nothing that can stop me. Go ahead. Threaten me, shame me, demean me. Oh, whatever you want to do. I can enjoy it. You can't stop me from enjoying. The fucking Empress, what's underneath that karma? Yeah, you can't stop this. You cannot stop this. Oh my God. All right. Final bridge here. It feels really like what I just said, actually. Let's see what else. Final bridge between this dreamy Knight of Pentacles and a 4 of Cups that is unable to look away and feeling pushed a new direction. It's really kind of the same thing. What's the bridge here? Oh, okay, I'm throwing cards now. Wow, that was a whole pile. Page of Pentacles. It's more spying. There is understanding. The masculine energy is learning. It's learning from watching the feminine. That's the point of this whole soulmate cycle. Feminine energy is here to demonstrate to masculine energy how we do this, how we do this thing. How do we go about deliberately creating? How do we go about consciously indulging in duality? Because that's what we're here to do. We're not here to reject it. We chose to manifest. This was not a mistake. It's not a punishment. We did it on purpose because we wanted to, because it feels good, because we're here to experience the most good feeling that is possible. Do you understand that? The most pleasure possible for consciousness exists in this realm. That's what we're here to do. We are here to feel pleasure. We are here to feel joy, fun, excitement, adventure. And we are capable of doing that, of feeling that, of allowing that every single moment Every moment. Liberation. Need I say more? That is the feminine energy teaching masculine by their watching, by demonstrating it through showing how to be free, how to be liberated, how to enjoy this life experience. What's on top? I am going to pick up this block of cards, but it feels very separate. 5 of Wands. It's weak resistance. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's still... There's a misunderstanding here. But by watching, it's disintegrating. Give me one more. By watching. More spying energy. Again, the Page of Swords. I'm trying to feel... This 5 of Wands is very... It's an excuse. It's empty. It's almost non-existent. It feels like there's nothing even really attached to it. It's a realization that there's no excuse. There is no excuse. There is nothing stopping us from living life like this, happily ever after each moment, consciously on purpose, by allowing everything to please us. We can just make that choice right now. There is nothing stopping us. Okay, what are the cards that fell out? This is our final. 2 of Cups, 9 of Swords, and the Lovers. Can that 9 of Swords? There is nothing stopping us. It's that false sort of Damocles energy. We're worried about all this stuff and the swords are bolted to the wall, that kind of thing. Nothing is stopping us. We can't stop thinking about this, about the soulmate connection, about the connection, about the desire of masculine for feminine energy. I'll just put it that way. We can't stop thinking about it. It's not a bad thing. It's not a problem. It's a gift. We can allow ourselves to take pleasure in it. We can just allow ourselves. There's nothing stopping us here. We can just allow ourselves to move towards it. We can allow the feminine energy to rise. We can allow it to come to balance. That's not a thing that you actively do. You don't balance energy. The universe balances energy, which is your broader self, but it happens by allowance. You allow it. You stop resisting. You stop fighting the flow. You stop fighting the uprising of feminine. You surrender, which is what feminine teaches us anyway, and it all takes care of itself. There is nothing to do. There is no extra step. It's you stop fighting. You stop fighting the feelings. You stop fighting the desire. You acknowledge that it's there. It's there. Oh, there's so much dreaming going on. And the dreaming is here to show us, to show masculine, this is what you want. Let yourself want it. Your desire is right to be. It is right to be pleasing to you. Allow it. Give yourself permission to be pleased in this desire. It's seeing feminine allow that. And it's driving it crazy. But it's also driving it to make that choice itself. To give itself permission, its own internal feminine, essentially, permission to have the desire and be pleased in it. And to follow that feeling. That's what I got. That's all I got. That's very interesting. It's just building, but it feels so bulbous. It's full. It's about to burst, and in a delicious way. In a really delicious way. That's the way this feels to me. That is the reading. That's everything. This resonates powerfully with me. I'm kind of speechless. right now. It's just a lot of feeling, and it feels really, really good. And that's because I'm allowing it to feel good. I am consciously allowing pleasure. That is so fucking empowering. I can't even. I don't have words for it. This is the reading. It resonates with me. I do intend it resonates with you, my beautiful viewer. I would love to know if so and how. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Do what pleases you. Allow yourself to receive pleasure. Everything is here for that purpose. This is where I'm at. This is my selfish expression, and unlocking this, basking in this in myself, it's what I want to share. It's what I want to share because it feels good, and because everyone deserves to feel this good. Allow it. Feminine energy is outrageously expanding, and the masculine cannot help. It literally can't see anything else. Feminine energy has rooted within it and is expanding, and she's not going to stop because she feels good. She knows she deserves to feel good, and she's going to allow that pleasure. She is going to surrender. That's all I got. Now I think I will go to bed. What time is it? 2:56. Happy full moon. Happy Mabon. That is today, I believe. Enjoy. Just fucking enjoy. There's no reason not to. It is allowed. It is the purpose of being, is to enjoy. The foundation of being is freedom. The result of being is growth. The purpose is have a good fucking time. And that is straight from the top. Any element of resistance to that within, notice. It's fear-based. It's control-based. It is not the self. The self wants you to be pleased. So allow yourself pleasure. That is the reading. Have a beautiful full moon night, my lovely collective. And always, in always, through every vector of time and space, you're fucking sexy. You deserve to feel good. Feel good. I love you.